Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at Connections 50 Plus. I am Terri-Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Connections 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive. I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, one of the co-creators of Connections 50 Plus, and as usual, with me is my colleague.
Hello, everyone. I am Terri-Ann Joseph Brathwaite, the other co-creator of Connections 50 Plus, bringing you 5.8G Alive.
Yes. Terri-Ann, is Christmas. From the time December starts, it is like, wow. It's peace, as they say, until.
Yes.
So, how are your plans going?
Oh, my plans. This Christmas is a little different Christmas, but I'm planning for my Christmas. I did my Christmas food shopping.
Okay, that's not your number one.
I did my Christmas food shopping. So even though my plans for Christmas are different, I have shopped for Christmas. So I don't know, something going to happen. I have to work out something, but I did my Christmas food shopping, and the experience of food shopping for Christmas this year was unique. We'll talk about that, but I am, my table will be lovely.
Well, I haven't done any grocery shopping at all.
That's
I
because
have
you're
been
doing something
busy
else.
decorating. Cleaning and decorating, putting up lights and just having fun. The food part of it would be a little later down, Yeah. So what we can do today, Terri-Ann, this evening, we're going to start chatting about Christmas. We did say last week, as from this week, we're going to be chatting more about Christmas, what it means to us, what about the preparation, what's happening after about 2 years, 2 Christmases that we really did not celebrate the way that we would have liked to. So this coming like is the first the first big Christmas after 2 years. So a lot is happening. Yeah.
Definitely. Christmas, but then it's a different kind of Christmas. We are all in a different headspace, a post-COVID, post-pandemic headspace. Some of it is positive, some of it is not as positive, but at the end of the day, it is December, it is Christmas, and it is one of our favorite times a year. And we are going to make sure that no matter where you are coming out of COVID, we're going to make the best of Christmas. We definitely will.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. Yeah. So Jennifer, why don't you start us off by talking about your Christmas preparations? I know you having a time because you putting away is new house you have. You have new house, is your house. You're finally in your space for the rest of your
Yes.
life. So you getting on.
Christmas really for me, it puts me in that mood. I love to see a place decorated. Now, so for me, what I did, I had a barrel because I had things in storage. So I decided, let me check this barrel. And the amount of stuff was there. I gave away some. So what I looked at, I started, Terri-Ann, with a new team. And I used the color scheme, the color I had outside, but painted outside of the house. And I thought, let me start from outside. And I just was very creative. Now, let me tell you, I decided I'm not spending money to buy any decorations because I had enough. So what I did, I just sorted out, and I am so proud. It's very, very creative with what I did. The lights, I checked the lights are actually working because some people say when you put aside lights for a while, it might work, you know. But the lights were working. So that was the start for me. That's the start of my preparation, not grocery shopping, but making sure I started from the outdoors and then I came in. So actually I finished most of the things today. Today I did my back area. So the front, the house, and the back, well decorated, but I'm very proud. So my next step would be making the grocery list, you know, based on what I decided I will do for the Christmas, I will make my grocery list. So yes, I did my decorations without spending. What did oh, I did. I bought some fabric. I got very creative and I saw online where they to give the pots a new look, they wrap the pots in fabric, and I got a lot of fabric. My total cost was $50 for all the fabric with, you know. So I did that. I think that was about it. I did not go over $100 budget for my deco. Yeah. So that was the start.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, I have to say, I did my decorating early, very, very early. Everyone knows that I hung up a Christmas tree 3 years ago and it never came down, all right? Never came, unplugged the lights. But in October, I took down the Christmas tree, I took off the lights, I washed the Christmas tree. And when was it? Probably just before the middle of October, I rehung my Christmas tree, refreshed with new decorations and stuff like that. And I repositioned my creche. And at the end of October, I just got a VAPS. Well, I call it a VAPS. It wasn't a VAPS. I decided to get the house ready for Christmas early because my mother, my departed mother, was harassing me. Terri-Ann, get the house ready. I want to come to Christmas. So I got ready early. And coming off of our trip to La Vega, Jennifer, I think I was so inspired by all the green and the plants and so on.
Yes.
My house has no plants. I put everything alive outside. Let the rain wet it. But I decided I have a center trough that would normally take plants. I used to put little things on it. So I moved them and I placed my plants there with a beautiful anthurium plant. And that on the tree made such a highlight, and you'll see the pictures of it.
Yes.
That, you know, the entire house really, it sparked up. Christmas is here with just the plants. And just freshen the Christmas tree, you know, and all right, this is a time for painting the house. So the inside of the house has to be painted. And I think once you have that smell of paint and those kinds of things, I think everybody is starting to feel a little jibber.
Yeah, it puts you in that happy mood, you know. Yes, definitely.
So we have the tree will go up for another 3 years because it get a refresh. People go up means it's not coming down.
You know, the Christmas tradition for those of us or those of you all who celebrate Christmas. At this time, Terri-Ann, you know, if I would say like around August time, people complaining because things hard, they have no money, you know, money not coming in, prices has gone up, all the complaints. But somehow, when, as they say, when we hit December, we stop worrying about no money. We suddenly get creative and just find ways or find the money somehow to
Mm.
make sure that you buy the things or do the things that put you in that happy mood, put you in that Christmas mood, you
Yeah.
know? So, of course, the men, not just that the men, women too, but more the men at this time, finding the money to go to buy the alcohol to start putting aside because Christmas line without alcohol, Terri-Ann, somehow, even if you don't drink, you have to put it there for your friends who drink, you
Mhm.
know? And you would find, and you have done grocery shopping, Terri-Ann. How have you found? What you see in any carts? You see in empty carts or you see in full carts?
Oh, people are celebrating. People are celebrating. I was looking at the cards and the ham, the turkey, the beer trucks, the soft drinks, the small the beers, it was so funny. There was this couple, they obviously had just come from their place of worship. And the way the gentleman was dressed, I think he was an official, one of the presiding officers at their place of worship. So his wife, they were in the alcohol lane doing their Christmas shopping. So his wife is holding this bottle of black and white, which they call double dog, like a gallon or something, and she's watching him, and she's very clear. You can buy this black and white. I am going to get my Johnny. You're not stopping me from buying my Johnny. And she walked down the liquor aisle to pick up a bottle of Johnny. It's like trying to balance the budget. I don't
I
think
am
it was a look at
telling you, you're not looking at the cost. This is Christmas.
this
And
Christmas.
if some other things from the grocery, if you have to put back, what you're not putting back
They're not putting
is
it
what you
back,
like the
Jennifer.
most.
They will do it out next month. They're not putting back. But no,
You know?
you saw the lines and you saw the joy in people. You see in the children in the aisles with because I was at the Price Mart, the club. And you see the children with the toys and you seeing the people going with the big toys, you know, when daddy come to buy. So the man in the shopping line had the one big toy, where there's a bike or
Yeah.
whatever it is, and the woman have the food going, and you can see children prancing. And now that's who were in the grocery because they could afford to buy or whatever it is. But even as I was one of the security companies along the East-West corridor, big one near Mukoya, they had their children's party. And I was
Yeah.
driving up there over the weekend. And Jennifer, you know, when they're going home and they're going up to the bus room, man, the children skipping and they have their.
I am telling you,
You can
tell
see
you, 2 years they didn't have any Christmas party. And let me tell you, they look forward for that, eh? Because sometimes that's the only trend Christmas party. They may have something in the school, they may have a
yes.
class party, but after that, they're looking forward to when the companies have these parties because they show a lot of things to eat, drink, and they're going home with a gift from Santa Claus.
And there
You
was
know?
a
And
merry-go-round
it's very good that the
Christmas
companies
tree.
actually restarted it, huh?
Yeah. There was a merry-go-round because I think people are 2 years has been enough and they are back into the Christmas spirit. It is a time, notwithstanding what has happened, it is a time for us to celebrate. No matter where our pocket is, we go into the max, the pocket can carry us. That is what we are doing. And I think people have made their decision about that. And it's clear because the stores, I mean, if you go near to any shopping center this weekend, which was the November month end, that is
Yeah.
what to buy for Christmas. It was busy. Busy.
Yeah, and as you said, the companies had during Christmas party, but they also had their traditional Christmas parties. So you find employees looking for outfits,
Yeah.
to dress up and go because they haven't been able to do that. So that's great. But Terri-Ann, I want to ask you this. Where do you think they're finding the money from?
They're finding the money from, if you listen to the ads, credit unions are giving interest-free loans. A lot of credit. All the credit
Okay.
unions have interest-free loans. Banks are giving Christmas loans. They are giving people extended terms on their credit cards. And
Oh, yes.
they have,
I saw actually a company, one of those stores say you can buy, you don't have to pay until February. I
yeah,
recall seeing
you
that.
know,
Yeah.
Courts, Standard, all of the furniture companies up and down, I mean, I was passing by Standard. In fact, I was in San Fernando and driving along Coffee Street, and I was hearing this loud parang music, and I'm wondering, is there a music truck around?
Yeah, they are the
Lot of
trucks.
people-
It's a different,
no trucks,
yes.
they're too big. If you see the size of the speakers in front of Standard, if you see the size of the speakers, like it's
Yeah.
and people tripping going in the store, and they are setting the mood. Their
I
credit.
know there's some, I can't remember which one of these stores. They actually had a truck with music,
Yeah,
you know,
some of them
and
have
they had,
caravans.
the loudspeaker talking about gifts. So yeah, so they are helping
They setting
people
the
to
mood.
maintain, enjoy the Christmas by providing and offering different types of, arrangements to make it easy for them. So you could
And
still have your,
remember,
your new appliances.
Jennifer, remember, most hire purchase arrangements on 12 months. By the fourth month, they make the money, So they only need 4 or
Oh,
5
yes.
payments from you,
Yeah.
then they come back for the goods. So you got your Christmas and Easter under one bundle. Right? But people are deciding they are finding money, and some people are going into their savings. Some people they're doing it. They're doing it. If they lost ones over the COVID, they are now thinking, why is all this sacrifice? Why can't I give myself a break? And it is a
Yes.
legitimate position. It is a legit. I mean, you have to measure how you do it, but you cannot deny that people need to give themselves a break. And what a better time to do it than Christmas?
I agree. To come out of that, and I'm using the word depressive state, because a lot of people have been down, and you're just not seeing that joy at the end. So this is the opportunity here. You're listening to the music on the radio, and of course all the parang and that. I mean, really, really puts you in that mood and takes you away from going
No,
back and thinking how
everything,
it
no,
was before. Yeah.
no. Everything for the last 2 years, no. And they're giving themselves a big yes right now. And why not yes? So we'll deal with it in January. And I am all for going into the fun. And don't put yourself in trouble that you can't get yourself out of. But definitely,
Yeah.
definitely go for the fun. I am with it. I have my ham, I have my turkey, I have the things I'm making punch of crumb, I have my sorrel, I have my mobby, I have my ginger,
Yes.
ginger from the garden. I said that.
And I have nothing.
You have decorations, you have like.
I get up and I look around with a smile on my face. The other tradition for Christmas, Terri-Ann, is the charitable giving, the helping others. You really, again, going back to not worrying about you don't have, but sharing what you have to make others happy. So this is the time when, person may look, for those who could afford to go a little extra on their groceries. The groceries have this special, they continued with their grocery bags. And what I like in some of the groceries, you actually have the bag with the list of what's in it. So
And that's a
depending on your
handover
budget.
from COVID, eh? That's a handover from
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's stuck. So you can say, well, okay, I only have $100. I want to just donate $100 in groceries, and they have all the essentials. So at this time, I think most people, they stretch a bit to either give the groceries, to give some sort of gift, but to do charitable giving.
Yeah,
And that again puts you in a nice mood, knowing that you can help others.
And I also think when you get the reports from you look, especially after our experience of floods and stuff like that, all agencies that asked for help are reporting overly generous responses. And I know a group that I'm associated with in our parish, because they were doing a program specifically targeted at bamboo and people who were suffering along the route of the St. Joseph River, Maracas, St. Joseph, Bamboo, Bangladesh, going right down. So they followed that trend. And the responses were overwhelming.
Yes, very good. Yeah.
And that is the report coming from. So it is right. People have come up, I think, even more than usual. They've seen the need to be supportive of each other during COVID. And now that it's time to come out, whether people have had loss over COVID, whether it was loss of life, loss of job, reduction of income, whatever it was, they are responding. And I think when you get into that spirit of getting ready to celebrate, you share it, and who can't come to the house, you send it up.
Yes. So all that adds and make you feel good that you can do that. So that's it. But Terri-Ann, we are chatting here about all the good times and getting the groceries and giving and just making this time a very happy time for us. But there are those who somewhere along the line that they're not getting that Christmas spirit or the joyful feeling, to say, well, okay, I know things are not the best. I have gone through a hard time, but let me at least take this time to be happy.
Yeah.
So there are those, and then, I am thinking though that we should, and this just came to me as we are chatting here, that maybe we spoke about the charitable giving and maybe groceries. In some cases, people might donate cash or other things. But let's look of reaching out in a different way. I know we reach out to the poor or those who in need, but we may have those that close to us, close friends, and for some people for different reasons don't seem to be happy, like can't get out of that whatever pain they're going through or the stress.
COVID funk.
Yeah. So I think maybe a great idea, and I'm just putting it out there to you all, if we can think of somebody we know well enough, and I'm saying well enough because if we could make that a Christmas giving in a way. So we choose that one person and say, you know what? I'm going to see how I can bring some joy into their lives, how I can change around what they're going through. But I'm saying that, but to do that, we need to, you don't want to invade somebody's privacy. So that's why I'm saying somebody you know. So we should be very careful how we approach that person. And what we would want is for them to get into that happy mood or to think more positive, right? And I always say to give out positive energy to that person. Can we do a commitment? We call that a challenge, Terri-Ann, a 5-point HD Christmas challenge?
Jennifer, yes, we can, but I want to put a different spin on it. I think you have to do it in 2 prongs. Because of my situation this Christmas, I am seeing the sting in things like that. This Christmas is going to be really hard for me. I plan to have I am going to do my merriment, I'm going to do my joy, but my mother is missing. And that is going
Yeah,
to
and
be
this is the first
Christmas.
Christmas without her.
I don't
Yeah.
know what's going to happen, but I am going about preparing for Christmas. And, you know, I am thinking to myself, because I would normally have that perspective. You go out and you look and stuff like that. And coming out of COVID, there are many people, right? Last year, might have had a limited Christmas. This is the first open Christmas. There are many people who I can now identify with who have to face an opportunity to celebrate Christmas, but somebody important is missing. And Jennifer,
Yes.
there is an energy that is just absent. And while I think that challenge is a good one for those who may not be fortunate enough to enjoy Christmas, I am thinking now what support is needed for those who are, for one reason or the other, mourning or grieving or suffering some loss, but still want the joy of Christmas. And I think talking to the people who are in that space of loss, you use the word energy, and I think it is really important to us that we guard jealously how we use our energy, our emotional energy, and give yourself permission to say no if you know you can't spare the energy. And when people want to do things, to really ask yourself, give yourself the chance to say, all right, how do I want to celebrate? How do I want to be happy? Who do I want to have around me? And give yourself permission to be choosy like that. I think there are two sides to the coin. And you know, sometimes you don't think about it. And this experience has caused me to think that, you know, it's a giving time, it's a giving, and we give and give. And sometimes people may not want to receive what you have chosen to give. And I think the givers need to be sensitive and let people have their joy in the way they want to have their joy, be supportive around them. And it's a delicate thing. It's something that I myself am working through. I mean, I'm going to have all the festivities. I'm going to have the family. I'm going to have the food. I will have fun preparing it and cooking it. But there's a real chance that after half an hour, I might just withdraw to my room and read a book. And I request that I be left alone to do that. And some people may not understand it.
I agree there are two sides. And one, with this challenge, so let me go back, and I hear you on that, Terri-Ann. The challenge would be choose one person you know well. I think you need to know that person well. And not just anybody, not just going to some home. And that's a different type of outreach. Yeah, that's a different type of outreach. Yeah. What I'm talking about here in this challenge is to choose somebody you know well and who you know well and also know going through a rough period. And it could be as a result of losing the loss of a loved one, loss of a job, the loneliness, that
loss
type
of
of
homes
thing.
in the flood. If you've lost all your homes and all your possessions in the flood.
Losses in different ways. So if we can identify that, and we know, and some of us, so I may have a friend and I say, no, under normal circumstances, that friend will be celebrating, you know, but I'm aware because of what he or she went through or going through, that they're just not doing anything. You know, sometimes you lose that zeal, as you say, to whether to go shopping, to decorate. All the thing I'm talking about, I'm doing. Maybe if I go through a crisis, I may not want to do that at all. But Terri-Ann, knowing me, may come and bring some set of poinsettias and decorate the place. You understand? So that's why I say you need to know that person, the person you choose. That's one. Understand the situation. Why are they like that? Not judge at all. So we're not calling them to say, let's go have a drink or let's go. No, not with what you want to do, because they do not know what you want to do.
Yeah.
You're chatting and you're just saying, you know what? I am just embracing you at this time and I want to do whatever you want to do. Tell me, you know? And if that person want to be left alone and I know they like flowers or they like wine or whatever they like, you leave them alone, but at least you drop off whatever you think would make them happy while they're alone. And that's what I'm talking about. We have to be careful not to push our agenda on them. So not because I'm happy right now decorating and that person, my friend house isn't decorated, I feel I have to go and decorate it for her. No. So this challenge is different.
Yeah.
We have to really exercise control of our emotions, because that's the other thing, Terri-Ann. We tend to get in there, and like in your case, when you're going through somebody gonna hold on to you and start a ball and say, you know how it is that your mother did, and they say the wrong thing, not being sensitive to a situation. So we need to be very sensitive to that friend's situation. We need not to judge. And our approach must be for them.
Jennifer,
and feel free to say, I'm embracing you this time.
Jennifer, let me give you a joke. I'll give you a joke in that the protocol of grieving. The protocol of grieving.
Yeah.
And mourning. Yeah. And for the I'm the mourner. I'm the mourner.
Yeah.
You said something there that really touched a nerve. The person who will come to you and they'll embrace you and they'll start crying and all that kind of stuff. And I am realizing how much my mother was loved by many different people who don't understand that my mourning is a very deep internal ache and emptiness that just doesn't manifest on my face through tears and through crying, but there is a hollow that is just not fillable right now. And so you will find others coming and the bawling and the crying and stuff like that. And I literally have to tell myself, okay, Terri-Ann, they love mommy too. They're sharing their love. Control yourself. Yeah. Don't jump away from them. So it's
because that is their way of expressing their grief.
Yeah.
And they're just bringing it on to you.
And they're sharing the love. They're sharing the love.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that is that takes energy. So but that's a funny, I could say it is funny because it's happened and you just don't, and they look and say, she in shock. That's why she's not calling it. She in shock. She don't understand what happened.
The assumptions. They assume that you have to be acting in a certain way. And if you act in the other way, they'll say, well, give us some time. She will. I know. So we need to be careful, but I like the idea. That's a way of showing gratitude. Yeah. That's a way of showing gratitude.
Jennifer. I think that whole idea of if someone, for example, your whole house get flooded away, or you've lost your job, or you've lost a loved one, or something like that. And if you know something about Christmas meant something to that person, go in the grocery, bake a ham, and just deliver it to the house. If they leave it in the foil in the fridge till New Year's, it's okay. As you said, carry the poinsettias, decorate a little Christmas tree with lights and just drop it for them.
You reach out.
Yeah.
But I will emphasize that you need to know that person good enough.
Yes, yes. Don't go drop
And
it
don't
by
and
any
don't
everybody.
assume. Don't assume. I always start with the phone call. Start with the phone call.
All right, hint for
You
me,
know?
don't cook any food for me. But wine, Pinot Grigio, welcome.
You see?
You'll get into
I
trouble.
wa-
Try to
I
cook
let
for
me
me.
let me tell you what made me happy as you say wine. I am not, unlike you, and we always talk about that. I am not the one in the kitchen cooking, right? I cleaning and putting away. My neighbor,
We
the
will go in house
deceased,
good
God bless
together,
her soul.
Jennifer. You will decorate.
Yeah, yeah. She loves to cook, and she always aware that that's not my thing. And every year, Terri-Ann, she worked at this particular place that they give them a full package. You can get the ham, the turkey thing. So they get it at a special price, you know. And every year she will come and tell me this is the cost. I pay her the money. And next time I see her will be Christmas morning. Really nice. She would come with a breakfast tray with all the things. And then I just separate to that, of course, is my ham, the turkey, the pork, the pasta. And then I'm ridiculous. It's everything. Because she's doing it for herself. She makes the pasta, she do all that. And that was my Christmas gift from her. Let me tell you. Wow.
Yeah.
You couldn't want better. I tell you, the breakfast tray with all the things you can think of. Now she's doing that for herself and her family also. But the joy when she brings it to me, oh gosh, you know, both of us very, very happy. Was very, very happy with that. So that may sound simple, but for me, wow, that was really my Christmas. Look forward to that. That went on for some years, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
So we could start the other thing too, as I'm saying that. Yesterday I was speaking with a friend and who told me that her daughter started a tradition. They had their own family tradition, and then the daughter decided to start this tradition. They live overseas. And the tradition she started because she now have grands, right? It's like, and I'm not saying this for anybody to go to do it. I'm just sharing so you could develop your own tradition, create your own tradition. And she did this is with making gingerbread houses, and they sell all the different things. So she got all the things, and when they get together, each person they choose and they build their own gingerbread house. So I'm just sharing. I found that was the idea of a new tradition, a modern tradition, but it's a tradition that will get everybody together at the table, outside of the eating of the meal, but outside of that, to get together and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like an hour of just fun on that. So I thought that that is something good to share. That we do have the tradition of getting together and having the meal, whether it's breakfast, whether it's lunch, whether it's dinner. But outside of that, something creative, something different to have that family fun to bring joy to everybody. So I
think
thought I
a
should
big
share
part,
that.
I think a big part of it too is the storytelling that comes with family
Yes.
gatherings, and the fact that it is a great, I think it's one of the few opportunities for intergenerational meetings of
Yes.
families. It is really one of the few. Mother's Day might be the next one, but it's not as complete as Christmas. And it is really a tradition that could be started around that if you're not building a project, would be having a kind of question and answer, or the older ones giving the younger ones some history, something about their life as they were growing up when they were their age or younger. I'm always amazed when I see my sons sit with their grandparents, now granddad, and they just soak in the old stories.
Yes.
They want to know of their history. They want to know who was your father, who was your grandmother, where did you live, where did you come from, what did you do when you were younger. We think they're not interested, but we just have to start the stories, and I think that may be another, if you don't do something, that telling stories. And I think the corollary of that is also us older ones listening to the younger ones and their story,
Right.
about their lives and their dreams. You know, this is a time to, you know, where you can really try to hear each other. I think that may also be another great tradition as the generations mix for Christmas.
Yeah. Other tradition that we have to look at in terms of cutting back is the gift giving. Before, you know, you buy a gift for everybody. But now what is done as a family, you pick a name
Jennifer,
and you
they
buy a
buy
gift for that
everybody.
person.
They buy gift for everybody.
So everybody gets something, especially it could be challenging for people to buy gifts now. The children may be the only ones that they may get extra. But that's the other way that you still do the gift giving instead of saying no gifts at all. Still do the gift giving. And you would know when you pick that name what that person would like, or you ask them, you know, and you do that. So there are some traditions that we could maintain, but we could create new ones. We could definitely create new ones. So don't be afraid to create, and let the young ones, let them create something.
Yes, Jennifer, it is so important to get the children involved in the traditions, because we talk about, we look at youth, they have so many challenges, so many, and we've done programs on this. They have so many challenges defining life for themselves, what they expected to be, what we were able to achieve at 30 is not within their grasp for most of them. They can't be looking at home ownership. They're probably not establishing jobs in the way that that they would want to be, you know. So we really do have to make an effort to bring them into the tradition in a joyful way, in a really, really, really joyful way. And I think that is very, very important, you know. But one of the other things, Jennifer, I think we need to focus on. We talk about family and we talk about reaching out with challenges. And throughout all of the literature on the 5.8G cohort, our discussions with Jennifer Rouse proved it, even talking to Bernard Shaw, talking to Andrew and everybody else. One of the biggest challenges is community, how we relate with our friends, the people that we know. And sometimes, yes, we have Christmas Day that is centered around family and stuff like that. But I think one of the things we really have to start paying attention to, especially as this year we have a long weekend for Christmas. Christmas is 3 to 4 days. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Monday and Tuesday. Have a friends circle day, you know, as
Actually,
a celebration for Christmas. You bring friends together to celebrate Christmas.
You see, I one up on you with that. Today, after I finished everything and I sat down, I thought in my friend circle, as you see, I have friends who are now alone. They're not lonely or anything, but what I'm saying alone, that Christmas Day, because of the children overseas, their family has dwindled, etc. You find they're home. When I say alone, nobody, you know, so in some cases, I have at least 2 friends who have no siblings or anybody around. Okay. They're not complaining, huh? They're okay with it with themselves, but I'm saying that I actually made a list.
Jennifer Rouse talked about that demographic. the spinster,
Yes.
the spinster, the older single, especially
Yeah.
female. No children.
And they got used to, I recall that I recall that actually at certain times that, I want to do something and I'm saying, but I have no immediate persons around me. And I thought that is a good time. I made a list. I got at least 5 of my friends who I thought of, and I said it would be nice to get together with them for the Christmas and share and have that Christmas spirit going. Because when you get used to something, like Christmas will come and I say, what you doing for Christmas? And they say, nothing, it's okay. I ain't celebrating anything. But if they dress and come out, you'll have a good time, you know? And some of us don't, and I understand that. They don't like to entertain and they don't want to be bothered about inviting anybody. They're not social butterflies, as they say. So they tend to say, okay, this is it, I'm good at home. But if we can reach out to our friends like that, this is separate than the challenger. There's a different thing now. There's friends who want to come out online. Yeah. And I thought of that and I said, you know what, I'm going to do that. I would normally do something like that. I remember last year I had a girlfriend. My daughters had their own family stories. And I invited her, and both of us had our Christmas lunch and enjoy ourselves. Right. She brought over something, I had something, we had the wine, and it was really, really nice. So you can do that. It could be one, it don't have to be more than one. It can be just one friend.
I'm just saying, develop Christmas traditions with friends, because as we go along on the 5.8G train, the likelihood, when we look at the percentages, is that especially us women will probably in 10, 15 years end up without our partners with us, our children somewhere else, and we look around and say, oops, Christmas is coming, what am I going to do? So I'm saying, in preparation for that, let us start some little thing sometime over the holiday. Go share a drink, share a cup of tea, share a cake, just spend some time together.
Yes.
Make it a year.
And it's time. It's not about money. It's not about looking to buy, things. It's just about getting together. But I like that, Terri-Ann.
Yeah.
I really like that idea too.
Let the tradition grow so that as your circumstance and your family structure and your community changes, this is a constant going along. And when you go for that line, leave the children and the husband and the friend, or if you're a man, the wife, go with your friends. No one else is tagging along to tell you time to go and all that kind of stuff. And get ready for the next 15 years, because by then it's a rip-roaring tradition and you're looking forward to it and you're having a good time. I think that's very
and you find, as Terri-Ann, you would know, we didn't make plenty children. So if you have two and they're overseas or they have their families to deal with, you're not in that circle, right? Then your parents may have died because we reached this age, So it's really, this is really time. I totally agree with you for us to examine that, look at our circle and create that friend circle. We mentioned it some time ago about creating a friend circle. But if you're looking for occasion, sometimes we may do something for birthday, some of us, but I think the Christmas is just, is a really nice time for us to share that love. And come together.
Definitely. I think a friend tradition, you start that, and doesn't matter how many friends you started, but started with one, started with two. But something in the Christmas season that is separate and apart from what you do with family or whatever you traditionally do.
Yes,
you build that up.
That's something. I always like doing. And
Yeah.
One other aspect though, that is very traditional, extremely traditional, because that's what Christmas is all about. Terri-Ann, is the spiritual aspect of Christmas. I really, before I start anything, I am so grateful for life. And coming out of COVID, I think we are all so grateful for being alive. And giving praise and thanks and doing thanks, everybody's different, but I really believe it is important for us to find ways to praise and give thanks for where we are now. Yes, things are not as we would like it to be. Some of us in better positions, but we should also pray for others, because it benefit all of us. And encourage that giving thanks. I would say, even with that friend circle, with that tradition or things when we doing whatever, we normally give praise before we have a meal, but even giving praise for us as friends getting together, for having each other. And we tend, and I'm saying it in prayers one way, but we also tend not to compliment. And that is a form, to me, that is a form of prayers in terms of saying, I give thanks for Terri-Ann being my friend, she's so and so, and I wish Terri-Ann well, and I pray over her. So that just came to me that we should add a spirituality and being grateful and giving praise, especially at this time.
Yeah. It is the reason for the season, so that definitely added on. It will be added on. I think it is one of the anchors of the season. So definitely. But Jennifer, we have been chatting for over 50 minutes. We have been chatting for over 50 minutes. And I really, really do think that this season has started. And there is so much, I just think there's such a beautiful atmosphere around. As you go, you listen to the music of the season, you listen to even the new music. It's so joyful. It's so celebratory. You have some real, off-color kind of Christmas music, but it is really joyful and celebratory. You're looking around at what they're doing in the malls. You're looking at how businesses are decorated. It's really community oriented, and I feel really good about Christmas. And I really, really, really do hope that most of our followers and our listeners are getting into the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of just the joy of it, and not being too upset by the things that represent Christmas. Get the things that you could. What you could do, you could do. And that's the best you could do. But there is so much more that we can produce and can share from our own emotion, our own smiles, our hugs, our goodwill to other people. Just be happy. Decide to be content where you are. And I want to give I am aware that there are people who are coming out of COVID with real challenges, real life challenges. And I know personal stories of people who really are wondering why, what, how. And it is they won't fit in any of the categories that we described. They can't go and do no challenge to help nobody. They can't help themselves to go and do no friend circle with anybody. And
they just really stuck at this stage.
And they are not a charity case that needs charity. They are just in a place that is dark and most critically alone, facing Christmas. And I just want to let those people, if you are one of those people who unfortunately is in a position like that, the connections, the reason that we are here in this box and we will be here every Wednesday, no matter what, is so that you can join in. And we really, really do hope that our messages reach you and resonate with you, and that you understand that there is real love here and real concern.
Yeah.
We wish you well. And we do hope that when we present our views, we present our ideas, you understand it is with the intention of really helping each of us to be the best that we can be, no matter the situation. You know, I really do think that's important. And that's one of my main Christmas wishes for our entire community. You know, we're making sure we touch every single person. I think that's so important, Jennifer, because there are people who are facing very dark times, and they don't fit into any of the boxes very neatly, but they are listening to us and paying attention.
Yeah, because we care, right? We care, we love you all, and yes, we're talking. I mean, we have to really send that message to you for you to know what we want, and someone might we get it all the time that we might be smiling or really happy and everything great, but I believe in always the positive energy, because it's very, very easy to go on the other side. So yes, Terri-Ann, there are those that didn't fit into the boxes, but no, we are here and we care.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, Jennifer, that's it.
That's it.
That
So
was
we
it.
started the Christmas season.
Yes.
So enjoy until next week. What I would love, send us a note now. Let us know what you're doing. Send some pics. So next week we'll have them. Please, please, please. So in addition, so the challenge would be finding a friend and reaching out to a friend, not judging and really being kind and do something for them. The other challenge is not really a challenge. Send us some pics and send us some little notes telling us what you love, what you're doing. You know, you could send voice notes, you know, and tell us what's happening. And little pics with it.
Jennifer,
Right?
our challenge is that every single week, these backdrops will have more and more Christmas decorations.
Yes.
Oh God, Jennifer go win.
So let us
Jennifer go
know.
win. I don't go and take down a piece of the Christmas tree and put it here.
Okay.
You put some lights, Jennifer. String some lights.
You see? I'll do some pics tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have a beautiful, enjoy December with us. We celebrating Christmas. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
50+ Tribe and followers from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.